There are moments that shape us, but we don't realize it until much later. Moments that slip by without a grand gesture or a final word. The day my mother died, I stayed silent, not because I didn't love her. Not because I didn't grieve, but because I didn't know how to say goodbye to someone I wasn't ready to lose. If you've ever lost someone, if you've ever sat quietly, not knowing what to say, this story is for you. It was a Thursday morning. I remember because I had just made tea and settled into my favorite armchair. My phone buzzed, and for a second, I thought it was Mom. She usually called around this time, our little ritual, but it was my brother. His voice broke in the first sentence, "Mom's gone." Just like that. No warning. No long illness. No final goodbye. I sat there for a long time, staring at the steam rising from my untouched cup of tea. I didn't cry, I didn't move, I didn't even breathe deeply. Instead, a strange calmness wrapped itself around me. It was like I had stepped outside of time, watching my own life from a distance. For the next few days, I went through the motions. I packed. I booked a flight. I stood beside my brother as we signed papers and chose a casket. People spoke around me. She lived a good life. She's in a better place now. She wouldn't want you to be sad. I nodded. I smiled politely. But inside, I remained silent. I didn't write a eulogy. I didn't offer to speak at the service. I let others fill the space with stories and laughter and tears. I sat quietly in the front pew and stared at the flowers. I kept waiting for the moment it would all crash down on me. But it didn't. A week after the funeral, I went back to her house. It still smelled like her, lavender, cinnamon, and something warm I could never name. I walked room to room in silence, letting memories rise like morning fog. The rocking chair she used to sit in while reading, the chipped teacup she insisted on using every day. The yellow notepad on the kitchen counter with a half-written grocery list, milk, bananas, eggs, and that, and hung in the air like unfinished music. That was when I broke, not with loud sobs, but with quiet, breathless weeping that came from somewhere deep and wordless. I had always thought there'd be more time to say, "I'm sorry." More time to say, "Thank you." More time to say, "I love you" without rushing. We spent so much of our relationship tangled in small disagreements, the way I loaded the dishwasher, the career I chose, how I parented my kids. But she loved me. Fiercely. And I loved her, though I didn't always say it. In grief, silence isn't always numbness. Sometimes it's full of words we couldn't say in time. I started walking every morning, just like she did. I passed the rosebush she planted 20 years ago. I picked one bloom and carried it home. I began baking the cookies she made every Christmas. I played her favorite songs on Sunday mornings. I made a little altar, a framed photo, a candle, her old recipe card. She had become part of my everyday life in a new way. I didn't talk much, but I listened to music, to wind, to memories, and somehow, that silence felt sacred. One night, I opened a fresh notebook and began to write her a letter, "Dear Mom," and for the first time, the words poured out, the gratitude I never expressed, the regrets I had carried, the love that didn't end. When she did it, it wasn't for closure, it was for connection, and when I sealed the envelope, I tucked it into her favorite book of poems. She would have liked that. Saying goodbye isn't a one-time event. It's a process, slow and ever-shifting. It's in the way I fold a towel, the way she taught me. It's in the way I hum her lullabies when I'm alone. It's in the way I smile at strangers, because she always believed kindness mattered most. I don't talk about her every day, but I carry her everywhere. And finally, I can say the words I couldn't say that day. Goodbye, Mom. And thank you. If you're still watching, thank you. I don't know your story, but I know this: grief looks different for everyone. Some shout, some cry, some laugh, and some, like me, go quiet for a while. And that's okay, because silence isn't the absence of love, it's often its deepest form. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to 50+ Tips. We're a home for stories that heal, for voices that soften the ache of growing older, and for anyone who's ever had to say goodbye too soon. Take your time, feel what you feel, and remember, love never truly leaves, it just changes form.